Okay, and we are back live. Guys, thank you so much for the follows. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but hopefully I fixed it. Um this game gets fucked up sometimes. And it doesn't really do well with the software I'm using. I'm using Twitch Studio. So it's really beta software. It works well with most games. For some reason it's allergic to Dawn of War 3. Artist, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you okay.
Um, I think everything should be okay right now. Yeah.
I'm paused at 8 seconds.
Okay. Let me start that up, and I will get
Uh,
there as well.
By the way, if people want to follow on, they can find the replays on the Discord in the replay sections.
You can put a link in chat if you like to find it.
I don't have Twitch open.
Oh, big deal. Gonna put the bot on next time. Let me
Yeah.
stop. You're at 8 seconds.
Yep.
Let me stop. Ready. Okay, so I just want to double check, make sure is okay. Hey, can you guys hear me okay? Just doing a quick sound check and in-game check. In-game sound check. I'm still quiet. I don't know what that means. Check. Check on my. Artist, can you?
Yes, I can. Something. Did you get that?
Oh my god, I don't know what's going on. What the fuck?
What is it?
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, there it's fixed. This should be fine. It's my mic. So sorry. Okay. Okay. I am at 8 seconds, and guys, sorry for the technical difficulties. Again, this is the 1v1 tournament in Dawn of War 3. This is the final game in the series for round 1. And here we go. On 3, we'll do it. 3, 2, 1. Resume.
So yeah, this is game 3 for Society and Waze. Society won the first game, Orc versus Eldar. Orc versus Space Marines, sorry. Then game 2, Waze switched to Eldar and won that game. It was
Great
a close
game.
game. Yeah, nice comeback. Pretty close at the end. And now we've got game 3, Eldar, Waze versus Orc. Society didn't change his doctrines, still knob heavy with his elites. That didn't change, but Weiss changed from game 2 to game 3 as Eldar. As you can see, he has Maka now in his build. She's a caster that can buff units in her army with Fortune, damage reduction and damage increase. She can use stasis. He also replaced one of the Dire Avengers doctrines to improve listening posts. So he's going to be able to hold points better on this slightly larger map. It's going to be harder for the orcs to push a node once stuff is built there. And you can see Suicide getting a forward base with the boys' hut and a watchtower near the middle of the map. You can see some scouting by Weiss with a Bone Singer who's going to be surprised by boys in the bush. Yeah, the Bone Singer manages to teleport away, but Weiss is getting a pretty ballsy here, moving his war warrior portal very far forward, with units building inside. So while Society is trying to scout up ahead, he's not going to be able to respond to very early specters. So that's a very brave opening, using anti-vehicle units so early. So he's trying to rush a shield generator destruction very early on. He's going to do good damage, but the boys have spotted the four specters.
Yeah, they're swarming.
Yeah, and now they're really pushing him away. So the specters did a good bit of damage, but they have to float away very slowly. While still shooting.
A beautiful
So
map, by the way.
Yeah, it's sad that you don't have those big snowy maps in 3v3. It's a 1v1 map only. And now the warrior portal has been spotted. Probably going to be destroyed before he can teleport it away again. The specters are still harassing a little bit as they float away, shooting a bit of the buildings.
Not sure what he's going to be able to do, but
The specters do a good deal of damage, and they damage beams ramp up over time. So half of the boys dot is destroyed. That's pretty big. They're going to lose their shields as they shoot, but they might be able to destroy that building.
that'll be a big deal this early.
Oh, Shuda is dead. No, Shuda. The Spectre is dead, killed by a shooter. Because the Spectres
Well, he
lost their
survived.
shield.
He still survived. The unit survived, didn't it? Or
Yeah, the unit survives, but 2 models lost, so he's going to try and teleport away. Society is not going to take this kindly. The warrior portal was able to be relocated, and Society tried to push it with some boys, but he doesn't have enough because now there are dire Avengers. Waze has transitioned from his sneaky Spectre rush to a more traditional tier 1 with just dire Avengers. Gets 3 of them now. He has been able to build. He's saturating his natural point with 2 rec points and 1 power. Society has done the same. So, and he's got an extra requisition point in the middle, and Waste is getting 1. So the map is pretty evenly divided now after that early rush.
it's
There's a
very
fight.
aggressive. Holy shit!
Yeah, he knows he can't just let Waze do his thing because he's got Spectres, he's now getting BAs, and you've got early Scorpions. The very early elite on these points. And they're killing the boys pretty fast. Society is losing units, losing squads. And now Waze is banking on that. He's
coming in
pushing
right
with
now. Yep.
Yeah, Dire Avengers. You can see the teleport at the building behind, so he's going to have reinforcements. He used the stealth on the Scorpions to get in range, and he's now suppressing some of the shooters, really reducing the DPS of the orcs. And he's getting more DAs from the back, from that building, while reinforcing existing squads. The Scorpions have to back because they lost their shields, so they have to replenish that because they're pretty squishy without it. But we've got 4 DAs now, Dire Avengers, ready to pew-pew those 4 orcs who are being caught outside of wall. They're getting scrapped up, so Scrap gives them their free grenade thanks to the Doctrine, and Zap Noggin is off cooldown. He could be summoned anytime soon.
Well, what I like about Weiss is he's really trying to quarantine the orcs and just keep them, in the middle.
He's
Just like
forcing
he did last time.
He's forcing Society to respawn. He's dictating the game first with the Spectres, and now with pushing the resources of Society with his Dire Avengers. He's getting Banshees on top of the Scorpions. The Banshees are hidden thanks to the Scorpion Doctrine. And now they're rushing in, so jump before shooters are being disrupted. One Banshee squad is on a second one. The first shooter squad is dead, focus fired by all the dire
Oh,
Avengers.
yeah.
And it's all going to just crumble from that. The dire Avengers are able to just DPS for free. They're
Yep.
not being disrupted, but Societe army is being disrupted by Banshees. The Banshees are dead, but they've dealt a good deal of damage.
Deal of damage, absolutely.
Yeah, Societe lost boy squad and a shooter squad.
He just pulled out another set of Banshees.
Um,
Yep, I thought I heard that. Oh no,
I don't
maybe not.
see it on the map. He's got
Maybe he's just reinforcing.
Yeah, he's reinforcing. He's getting a warp gate as well behind his buildings.
I
Like,
see that. I'm wondering what he's gonna do with that.
Well, that gives fleet of foot to units in a circle. So now all of his units in range are faster, and they move faster, and they get their shields back faster as well. So that will allow him to to launch attacks, hit and run attacks from this position that is now pretty safe for him. And Societe is just locked at his forward base. He's got shooters now, they're all scrapped up. His boy is scrapped up. He's getting a truck. He's got Gorguts though, and Gorguts is going to be able to shut down that range he gets from the Dire Avengers if he can spin free.
Here we go. We got a scout.
Singer, very brave. And very dead?
Very dead.
Yep, very dead.
Very dead.
And the war goes off, so now Societe is very dangerous for a little bit. Gorguts is put in the truck, so we're going to see a flying Gorguts pretty soon. But Weiss heard the awesome orc music, and he's just moving back, trying to wait out the timer of the war, which is the smart thing to do.
Well, you know, this is a much different game than the last that we saw with the same factions, because now the orcs have much more resources to work with, which is, I'm curious to see how this game progresses into the mid-game, how that's going to work.
Yeah, the early Spectre rush didn't do much, and that allowed Societe to just breathe a little bit. But now we see more Spectres. They're going to be a threat to that Spinning Claw and to the truck. But the mass plasma grenades did a number on those poor shooter boys. So Gorguts is spinning, finishes
He's
that
gotta pull out, or he's gonna be in trouble.
building, but now the Banshees are going in, and 5 Dire Avengers are going to do a lot of damage by just shooting those poor guys. And now we've got Maka. So Maka is going to be able to just throw her spear, do some damage, and she's going to be able to buff that entire Eldar army as well.
How effective is that spear throw?
It does a good deal of damage, and she can cast her abilities on that spear. So it does AoE damage, or can do AoE stasis stun.
That was a nice jump that he just did as far as unit preservation. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just saw him do that.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
And now
that
wasn't necessary because the orcs are just decimated. All the shooters are dead. The Gorguts had to use his claw to just run away, but the Eldar are just going to capitalize on that win, get some value out of that fight, and just follow up by pushing that shield generator with the Spectres. And Maka is going to be able to cover the flank. She sees the Watt Tower. Watt Tower is taking increased damage while they are casting, so they might be able to just destroy the tower before the Watt goes off. And that's what you want to do against orcs. Prevent them from getting that overpowered state. So Societe is cut off from his buff. His shield is going to die from the Spectres, and he can't really do anything about it. He doesn't have the firepower to fight those Dire Avengers that are being fortuned. You saw the blue shields around the units. It's gone now. But he's got looters. And looters
I think Weiss
are going
knows
to.
that. And he's kind of pulling back a little bit. Oh, just oh, close.
Yeah, the looters are slowing down and suppressing and dealing damage in the line. So if the Eldars stay there, they're going to die. But they got their value. They got that shield gen, so now the tower is opened. He got a little bit of extra resources from killing that gen. So Eldars are now in a very good position. He's been building resources all over the map. He's building a warrior portal at the top of the map where Society has some generators, so he's going to be able to bash that. And he has moved another warrior portal and a warp gate, a webway gate.
Looks like the Hawks
Towards
are headed up that way right now.
Yeah. So the Eldar are establishing a forward base, and they're really going to be able to cut off the poor orc who have been stuck in the same place for a while. He's got nubs now, though.
Well, he's
Nubs
still in
are,
a better place than he was last game. That's definitely for sure. I think.
yeah.
I think some of
Those
the
nubs
battles
are going to
haven't gone
be
his way,
the
though.
number on those Dire Avengers if they catch them. These knobs are heavy armor and they do a lot of damage against infantry. So if the knobs can catch that Dire Avenger blob that is running in the middle of the map, they're going to be able to do a lot of damage.
Gotta
But the
catch
Dire
him
Avengers
first,
are
though.
going to be able to just to kite forever. So
I think
it's a
Weiss's
tough
micro
spot.
is really good
It's
in this particular round.
Yeah, it's a tough spot for Society, who really can't move out on the map because he's going to be punished by catting Dire Avengers, or his base is going to be flanked. And I think the flank from the Blaze of last game still hurts, and he's paralyzed by fear.
Well, he's got to make a play. I mean, the longer this goes,
Oh,
worse
yeah,
it's gonna
for
be
sure.
for him.
You can never just sit on your units. A
No.
unit built is a unit that costs you something, and if it doesn't get any value, you're just losing the game.
Yep. I mean, he could definitely take the resource point that's right in front of him.
Yeah, but he saw Dire Avengers there, and he doesn't know what's behind it. And he doesn't have much to scout for. And now there are specters, like 3 specters are just floating around. Weiss is preparing a push.
Spectres are nasty. They're nasty, man.
I love the floaty bears.
Yeah, they're beautiful. Okay.
And they're so they feel soft to me, like it's just a nice, kind unit, very calm. But if you let them beam you, you will die very fast. But they don't seem as aggressive as other units. It's kind of a stalemate now. Weiss is preparing a push. He's getting his upgrades. Society doesn't know where Weiss is. He's getting some tank boosters. He's putting scrap on everything. He's got Zapnagin and Gorguts ready. He's got his Watt Tower off cooldown, so he's going to be able to push after that. He's getting scrap on his knobs. Second squad of knobs. So they're both getting ready to do something. But they're blind. They
It's
don't
gonna
see
be
each other.
a nice battle, nice final battle. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
and Weiss is going to scout with his cloaked scorpions. He doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't see anything. He's trying to get to that tower, and the specters are starting to beam the tower down, and they're doing a very good job at it. This tower is now half dead.
Yep.
And Sosai didn't have time to react, and the tower is going to be dead before the war goes off, pretty much. He uses the stasis from the tower, but it's too late. As soon
matter.
as it's
Yeah.
over, it's going to die. So yeah, the war goes off, but the tower is already dead. So Weiss can just leave, and he got his value out of this without having to fight. He still gets caught by the orc army, who's going to be able to do a lot of damage. The
Oh wow.
The knobs are being thrown on top of the Eldar. If they, yeah, they get a good taunt, so we're going to see a lot of dead Eldar pretty soon. But they got the value. They destroy the tower. They lose Warrior Portal. The Scorpions have lost their shield, but they're still doing damage in the back. The knobs have shredded some Eldar. The Spectres were able to just float away. Some Dire Avengers were able to run. And now we see Kyre, the Autarch, the other elite of the Eldar, who's just flying around, dropping plasma grenades on those poor orcs. The war is going to time out, and the Autarch is going to be able to scare them off. We see Gorguts being thrown on top of them. He manages to taunt the Dire Avengers. The Autarch gets caught, but manages to run away. You can see a small tornado that slows units. If they get caught in it and the Autarch flies away, he can bring the units with him. But that was just zoning, just to make sure that he wasn't followed, and the Eldar are going to be able to just fall back to their safe spot, and the orcs are going to fall back to their base. So the fight was pretty even overall, but the tower just died for free. So that puts Weiss in a much better situation.
Yep.
Suicide has now to deal with an open core, so whatever he does, he could see like blades teleport to his core like the last time. So the pressure is even greater on him. He's getting a new wall, and he's trying to find Eldar now. He doesn't know where they are, so he's going to go back to where he last saw them. So he's going around back toward his base with the stairs, checking the bush, trying to figure out if there's something there, but the Eldar are long gone. They're back at their side of the map.
Bone Singer's right there. So he definitely sees him.
Oh, the Weiss knows what's going on, but that war is going to time out pretty soon, so no value for the Orc, who's still looking for the Eldar base that has moved away. That's the strength of the Eldar. There's just mobility everywhere. You don't know where they are. See, Kyre threw a skill there. Suicide saw it, threw 2 knobs there, but the Eldar was already gone. Kyre is just flying away with what appears to be like 7 Dire Avengers. Yeah, that's a lot of Dire Avengers.
What's the counter to these floaters, man? These fucking Shadow Spectres. What's the counter for that? What's the hard counter?
Well, the Shadow Spectres can just be shot by shooters. Shadow Spectres are slow and very squishy, so if they get caught out of position, like with this stunt, they're dead. As long as there's stuff to shoot at them.
This is a nice exchange here.
Yeah, but you see a lot of plasma grenades, and you can see that Fist of Fork from the Weird Boy, but that time it misses. He's still trying to teleport on top of the DA, uses Scrap Blast, but without the stun from Fist of Fork, that's not enough, and Weird Boy just dies. He barely chunked the shields of the Dire Avengers. On the other hand, the Scorpions are being revived by Last Chance from Maka, but that won't be enough. They had a last chance, but they're dead anyway. They got caught by the orcs. So that's an elite for an elite. That's a bit of a stalemate. Like, the orc manages to get a point, but that was a pretty costly battle for the orc. Because the Eldar didn't lose much there. The DAs are pretty much fine. Lost the Spectre squad. And now the orcs have to go back to reinforce and to get some more. Exactly. And that's the problem with the orcs. That outside of war, they're not that strong, so he has to go back. He can't just stay there.
Where you can build a forward tower.
Yeah, the Eldar are strong everywhere on the map where they can just teleport buildings.
Well, unfortunately, I wish the orcs could just build unlimited towers.
Well, you can build 5. That's already pretty good, and
Yeah,
you
I'd like
can
to build like 50 of them all over the fucking map.
you can scuttle your watt towers, and you can refund it half, and you can build towers out of scrap later in the game. So if there's enough scrap lying around, you can pretty much use a wall, scuttle your tower, build a new tower, and get another wall, and get infinite walls like that.
Ooh,
There's enough
here we
scrap.
go.
That's pretty late game though.
Oh yeah. Here we go. Some movement.
Yeah, the Eldar just bushes with a reinforced army. We've got Kair, who's scouting the bushes with his Tempest.
Stalking
thing.
his prey.
Pretty smart. They're going to destroy that watt tower before it goes off. Yep, so no war there. Maka is going to use Fortune for the fight, so look for a blue glow around units when she casts it.
And we got
sphere.
fireworks too.
The Orc are able to get another war from the second tower, so the first one was a bait. But now they've got to get value from that war, and he's going to completely bypass the Eldar, getting good flank. And the Eldar are going to get caught. Yep, you throw from the knobs, got 2 knobs, but there's a very dangerous fire prism because during that time, Waste was able to just straight up tech to tier 3 in getting a fire prism. That's a very long range battle tank artillery piece.
Spectre's a fucking long range, man.
Yeah, and that's going to be very, very bad for the Orcs.
They are so nasty.
I mean, he's got tank pistas, and tank pistas do bonus damage to skimmers, so all those flying units. So if they catch that fire prism, the fire prism is dead, but the fire prism has a longer range. So it's going to be a game of cat and mouse where they have to catch the prism off guard. And now they can't really push into those Eldars because the Wa has run off, and there's a big mean tank in the air. He still throws the
I see it.
the knobs. He gets a taunt.
And he's playing it right. He's playing it right, and he's staying in the background.
Yeah, but the knobs are getting shredded by that prism.
It's not. It's in no way in any danger, and it's just doing whatever it wants with impunity. There's nothing they can really do. Here we go. Boom.
Those Eldar were under Fortune, so half damage was neglected. So they survived that very good taunt.
Oh, they go the grenades. Oh my gosh.
We get another knob taunt. Very good. Grenades on the Die Avengers. So Die Avengers are going to get shredded pretty much. But those very expensive knobs, 3 squads, 200 power each, are still going to get nuked by that Prism, who pretty much was not hit by anything.
Nope.
He received an axe from Nub in the face, so that stunned him for a while, but he can now fly away. So resource-wise, it's still heavily in favor of the Eldar, who just lost a little bit of requisition, while the Orc lost a lot of power, and his nodes were bashed near the fight as well.
Fun exchange, no matter what.
But the Orcs aren't in that bad of a shape, but it's tough, and the Prism just flies around the map looking for stuff to nuke. He's in no danger for now. And he's slowly moving in reverse towards the other side of the map. The Orcs are getting a war ready. With Gorgas on the field and his Doctrine, that's going to heal them. So it will allow them to push sooner. The Prism is still moving towards Society's base. And he's now over a chasm where no one can follow. There's a second Prism going. And from where they are able to attack the core. And nothing can reach them where they are. So that's a bit of a map design issue, I'd say. Because those fire prisms are starting to kill the core. So Society is trying to go around the chasm to catch the prism, but the prisms can just push towards the base and keep shooting the core. And it's a game of cat and mouse. Now the orcs trying to go back into the base, but the prisms can just leave, and they were recalled to the main base. So they didn't even have to fly away. And now we have one.
Waiting for his walk. Hey, big shout out to Dead Metal UK, my good friend from Scotland. It's great to see you, pal.
We now have 2 prisms and a falcon from Weiss's side, and the falcon is going to completely shred any infantry that survives the prism's shots.
Oh my gosh!
As you can see, that's a lot of damage. Fortune is thrown on the Dire Avengers forward. They're inside the bubble, so now it's going to be very bad. The orcs are pushing, but really they can't do anything.
Not much you can do.
All of that, and they're getting shredded by the falcon.
Completely.
That is going to kill all of the shooters, and the prisms are going to kill the knobs, who are all but gone now. Gorgas has to back off.
Wow, total destruction, man.
Yeah, and really, the orc got no value out of that, just killing a couple cheap buildings. It's going to be nigh impossible for him.
Well, he did the only move that was left to him was to survive, really. That's all he really had.
Like previous games, he still has Gorkonaut as an elite. It's a very big elite, very powerful. And Weiss doesn't have late game elite, so if the Orcs holds on, he could come back pretty strong. And Orc has a very good late game with trucks and so on, and bigger scrap buys, so cheaper vehicles. Zapnagin has been sleeping on the job. He's AFK somewhere. And now you have a Gorkonaut that was being summoned somewhere. Yeah, so that Gorkonaut is going to be very strong. But the core is open.
Is it too little too late?
It depends, because now he's got a fighting chance, but he still has to reinforce his army, and Weiss is teleporting buildings. So Weiss is going for a flank. If Societes pushes too far on the map, he won't be able to back in time to prevent his core from being destroyed by a flank from the prisms, or maybe blades like the previous games. So he's kind of stuck in his base. He still has half
with a lot
of the
more
map.
resources. Yeah, exactly. With a lot more resources than he did last game.
Yeah, resource-wise, he's not in that bad of a spot. He's floating quite a lot of requisitions, but still, he's doing pretty good. He's got tank busters to deal with those vehicles. All he needs is a good catch. A stun from the knobs, a stun from Gorguts, maybe a fist from the Gorkonaut, and he could kill those prisms. But the prisms are going to be very annoying because they just fly around on the chasm. He can teleport buildings, so
Weiss has good
dangerous.
micro. Weiss has good micro, and he uses the prisms, uses those units very, very smartly. Has them in the back.
Yeah.
They're taking pot shots. They're not in any danger of being attacked, and that's how you do it.
Using the terrain again, using that chasm where he's very safe. He's still pummeling the core, so now Society has to do something. Has to back or win right now, and it's going to be very hard. He's trying to get a war going, but he doesn't have what powers of his base, and the prisms are still shooting at the core, dealing about 25% now. That's a big orc army, though, so if that reaches the other side of the map, it's GG for the Eldar, so he has to be careful about that still.
There's no way. The foe
has destroyed a webway gate.
That poor strength scorpions has been trampled by the orcs. But they didn't see him. Now Weiss is still shooting at the core with these two prisms, and the core is half dead. Society, I don't think Society even sees that. Or he's just trying to get value because he knows he's lost. He's going to be pushing towards the Eldar. The core has been put in stasis, something you can do on the timer just to give some time to it. But that won't be enough. the timer is out, the core is back up, and the entire Eldar army is just going to kill that core.
I have to admit,
Well,
sometimes I enjoy Annihilation over this game mode because sometimes I want to see it to the bitter end. This was getting interesting now, and it looks like it's over right now.
yeah, it's going to be over. But to
But
be honest,
good
Power
series.
Core is very similar to Annihilation in Dawn of War 2. Dawn of War 2, you had a single building. You killed that building, you win. So that's Annihilation for Dawn of War 2. And in 3v3 in Dawn of War 2, you had an issue where you could have one guy die and still have to fight for 10 minutes because there's still two guys alive, but you can't really win, but they don't die right away. So now with a single core in team games, having a single core just removes that problem. You kill the core and you're done.
Gotcha. What a great series, man.
Functionally, that's Annihilation for Dawn of War 2. And that was a very good game from Societe and Weiss. I'm sad for Societe, who thought he won that first game before realizing that it was BO3 and not a single elimination. And Weiss switched to Eldar.
Yeah, what a great matchup. This was round 1.
It was
best of 3.
runs. So
what is it? Next week is round. We're gonna do round 2, and
no,
then
there's still a match in round 1. Another team, another group of players.
Oh, really? Okay, so we will continue that next Sunday. I'm gonna come on very, very much earlier than this, and hopefully eke out all of the technical issues that I had. It's been a lot of fun doing this today. Artist, you've been a gentleman, and I want to thank you so much for doing this with me. And I look forward to finishing off the tournament in the next few weeks. I guess we'll do a round every week, and till we get to the finals. I have some giveaways, and I guess what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save all of the giveaways for the finals. I have a copy of Dawn of War 1 Game of the Year. I have a copy of Dow 2 and another copy of Dow 3. And I have a few other goodies, I believe, that I can give away on stream, but we'll save that for the finals of this tournament. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Weiss and Societe, amazing, amazing round. And I want to thank the both of you for competing. And looks like Weiss will move up, right?
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
he moves to round 2.
Well, I will give you the last word, Artist.
See you next week.
Thank you guys so much. Cheers. Thank you. See you next week.